Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you, in my opinion, the best Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card for Hackintosh. So I'm just going to show you the Wi-Fi part today. But if you visit the link in the description, there's a Bluetooth one which shows you how to pass through the Bluetooth and get that working too. So the Wi-Fi is obviously useful if you want to connect to a Wi-Fi network. But basically you won't be able to access the Proxmox web interface. The only thing that will have access to the internet is your actual macOS VM. So that will allow you to move around. So eventually it'll be useful when we get laptops working. So again, I've noted this on the blog too. Sonoma doesn't work as of yet with the Fenvi cards or the Broadcom cards. So just bear that in mind when you're trying to pass it through, that Sonoma, as of public beta 1, does not work. So without further ado, let's get into it. So today we're going to use this Fenvi AC1 1200 card that I'll throw a picture on screen for. So basically this card has a Wi-Fi chip, a Broadcom one, and also a Bluetooth chip. So obviously you get the combo. The only downside to it is the use of a PCIe slot, a 1X slot, and the exact model number is FV-HB1200. So it's Bluetooth 4.0 and 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi. So basically, it just slots into one of your 1X slots on your motherboard, and that's pretty much it really. If you can see the wire off to the side there, that's for the Bluetooth. So the Bluetooth shows up as a USB device. So basically it's a way to get Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in a combo without having to get a Bluetooth dongle as well as a Wi-Fi add-in card. In my opinion, it's a great card. There's obviously different Fenvi models as well, but this is the one that I have and I think works great. Again, if you do need any help when you're thinking about purchasing one of these, please visit the Discord in the description below. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on to the actual requirements that you need to pass it through, and then actually passing it through and seeing it working. So, all we need to do is go onto the Proxmox web interface. So the web interface is where you do everything Hackintosh really, but you can see if I load up the web interface for you here, then we can get onto actually configuring our system ready for the Wi-Fi pass-through. So here we are on the web interface. You can see I'm on the summary page right now, and if you look, I'm running the 5.15.53 kernel. So this is an essential part to actually getting Wi-Fi pass-through working. We haven't got it working on the 6.2 kernel or later yet. But hopefully when the next version of Proxmox comes out, it comes with a new 6.5 kernel, so maybe it'll allow us to do it there. A few requirements is having the non-production ready repository enabled. This will allow us to actually do apt-get update and stuff. So if we go to the node repositories under updates, which is under system, you can see the enterprise repositories. I've clicked disable on both of them. Then I've gone to add at the top, clicked OK, and just clicked no subscription, then click add, and you can see it's there. Then we can click on updates and we'll get a list of updates. So you can see there's not many here, but if I click refresh, that'll do a apt-get update in the background. So this it won't change for me and I'm not going to update, but basically you'll have a load here. Make sure you're on the latest version for all of them. Again, in Linux, it's good practice to keep everything up to date, as obviously you can protect yourself from hackers and stuff like that. So, we're going to need, as the next step, you'll be on the 6.2 kernel if you've installed Proxmox version 8.0.3. So, you need to downgrade to the 5.4 kernel, which is pretty easy. So, if you go down into the description below, you'll have a list of commands that you need to put in to get the 5.15 kernel installed. I've obviously got them off screen because I've not made the blog post yet. Obviously I'll make it when the video starts, but basically all I need to do is actually grab those, so hold on. So to enter these commands we need to go to the shell of Proxmox. So this is basically a Linux remote shell, a bit like SSH. we're going to paste the first command in. So this command uses the wget command, so that's basically reaches a web page and gets the resources from it. So this one we're getting the actual kernel from. Again, make sure your enterprise repository is disabled, otherwise it will fail to download. But once we've pasted it in, we can just press enter, and you can see it starts to download. Depending on your internet speed, it can take quite a while, but the server is quite slow, as I should be getting 32 plus megabytes per second. Once that's downloaded, it's as easy as doing the next command, which is another wget command, which is PVE headers. So that's just the main headers for the OS. We can do the same thing again, just press enter on them. Quick download on this one. Then once they're both downloaded, you need to depackage them both. Pretty easy. Again, it's unpacking the kernel. Then once the kernel's unpacked, it will do a grub configuration and an update init ramfs update as well. And then we can do the same for the kernel headers. And then it's as easy as pinning that new kernel and rebooting. Then apart from that, it's pretty straightforward from here. So I'm going to wait for this to finish and then I'll be back. You can see it also created a grub configuration file. You can see we've got the 6.2 kernel, and then I've just got the 5.15 at the top. So next, you depackage the PVE headers. That'll take a moment as well. Again, it's all about the waiting game. Just sit back, get a drink, whatever. Once it's done, you want to pin that new kernel with the Proxmox boot tool pin command. So you press that, enter, it'll create a new grub file with that pinned. Now, if you reboot, which obviously I'm not going to do because mine's obviously already on the 5.15 kernel, but if you reboot, go to summary, you should see that you're on the 5.15 kernel like I am. If you are, that's brilliant. The next step is actually passing it through. So I'm going to shut down this virtual machine, and then we're going to pass through the card step by step here with me today. So with the virtual machine powered off, that's very important, make sure it is powered off. If you go to the hardware section of the virtual machine, you'll be on summary by default. You'll go to hardware, add, PCI device, raw device if you're on Proxmox V8, otherwise just select the drop down, and then scroll down to find our actual Broadcom Inc. So if you look, Broadcom Inc. device, you can see it's BCM. For me it's 4360 AC wireless network adapter. Once I've found that, if I click on that, you want to tick on all functions and PCI Express. Obviously you don't want to tick primary GPU, as it's obviously not a primary GPU. If I click add now and boot up the virtual machine, we should see some activity. So you can see we're back on the Ventura desktop. If I go to system settings now and then go to Wi-Fi, we should see something happen. So I'm on Wi-Fi here. You can see it's already searching for networks. It should only pick up a couple here. You can see Harvey's virtual environment. If I click connect, put in the password. Oops. And then click connect. You can see it says connected. It's obviously loading. Then once it's done, finish connecting, I'm going to just enable it in the actual menu bar, which shouldn't be a problem. So if I just go to control center, Wi-Fi, and click show in menu bar, you can see it's currently connecting. I believe that I put the password in wrong, so just give me a moment. So you can see when I connected after I put the password in correctly, and you can just see that it's basically working. Just to do this as a test, what I'm going to do is go to network. You can see Ethernet and Wi-Fi is connected. If I just go on the Proxmox web interface, I might as well show you this just for reference if you want to know. If I go here and then select the Ethernet device, the VirtIO one, then click disconnect. Then if I go back to here, give it a few moments, it should disconnect itself. If we click on the I've actually lost connection because obviously and your desk won't work without a connection, so let me just reconnect to this. You can see when we've remoted back in that just Wi-Fi is here, and then if we just go on to something like google.com, we'll see that it'll work just fine, and this is all on Wi-Fi, which is absolutely amazing. So let's say you get Wi-Fi working. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to buy this card, a link is in the description below. I got mine off AliExpress for, I think it was £22, so it's not too bad at all. And it didn't take that long to come either, which AliExpress is known for. But anyway, if you need any help with choosing a new Wi-Fi card or Wi-Fi and Bluetooth combo, please do visit the Discord and create a help post. But that's it. Thanks ever so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, consider subscribing, as we're almost at 4,000 subscribers. Do note that today HSV is officially 1 year old, which is amazing. It's been a great year. Thanks for all the support, especially to the channel members and donators. But that's going to be it for this video. Goodbye.